Okay, welcome everyone to day two of the Visibility Challenge. I'm so pleased that you've all joined me again live, which makes a massive difference that I'm actually talking to real people um, rather than people watching it back on the recording, which is amazing. So first of all, just a little recap with what we're going to be doing. So yesterday we looked at beginning with that vision to help you build the belief around visibility. And I'm pleased to see all the content that you guys have been posting inside the Facebook group and the chatter in the WhatsApp group as well. So that's brilliant. If you've not had a chance to do it or you need to watch the repeat, that's fine. You should have had the link to the recording in your email at 7 a.m. this morning, and you'll get the recording of this in your email tomorrow morning as well. So you can catch up easily and post into the Facebook group, into the thread in there. And then today we're going to look at owning your story and what your own story is. And then tomorrow we're going to lead with that story. So what are we going to do with it? And then Thursday we're going to actually just do it. We're going to take that action. So whether that's you telling your story on a stage, whether that's pitching it into media, I will go through and break down the next steps in how we do that and what you do. Okay. Um, and then next Tuesday is the masterclass. So I'm going to wrap it the whole thing together and show you exactly how you can apply what I've gone through with you to smash 2026. Okay. And you'll have, if you apply it all, and can guarantee that it will change things for you. Just a recap of the prizes. So I'm rewarding all the action takers. So if you post on the daily threads each day what you've done and the actions from that session, then and you've got until the masterclass on Tuesday to do the work. So if you're catching up, that's fine. If you contribute and do all the work, then you will get a power hour, and every single person that completes it will get that power hour with me. Okay. And one of those people will win a half day Be Seen VIP day with me. That people have had amazing results from. So yeah, you will get that. And then I'm rewarding the community cheerleaders. So if you are the one that supports everyone the most in the Facebook group, I will be using the Facebook stats for that. So it'll tell me who has been the most active supporting everyone in the group. They will win 3 months inside my Global Visibility Club because we all support each other in there and give everyone each other encouragement and everything. So it's a perfect place for community cheerleaders. And then the sharing is caring is those people who share about the challenge in the stories on the whatever platform they use, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, tag me. The person that shares the most will win a place at my in-person event in March, which will be in Manchester. Okay, so hopefully that's straightforward. So today looking at your own story. Now, I know there's usually people on here who have written books before or written a chapter in a book before, and you might be thinking, oh, well, I've already done my story. I've written about what I do or something that's happened in my life. And, that's my story. I've done it, done, dusted. I've got this one story. Now, when I work with clients, usually tell me one or two things. They either say, oh, I'll just have this one big story and I'm going to write a book about the story. Talk about the story on stages, but I just have the one story. There's nothing else there. Everything else is a bit boring. Okay. Or they say the opposite to me. They go, oh, I'm dead boring. I am. There's nothing interesting about me or my life or whatever. Yeah, there are no stories. Okay. Now, In both situations, there are more stories. I can guarantee that any person I can probably chat to 5, 10 minutes and I can pull out some additional stories. So every single person's got at least half a dozen to a dozen stories about themselves, their life, their job, what they do, where they live, whatever that would be interesting to the media. Okay. It might be that you don't want to share all of those stories, and that's fine. It might be that there are only some that you're interested in talking about or sharing. There might be some that involve other people, and that's why you're not interested in sharing those, and that's all fine as well. There'll be, I imagine, a lot of stories that have shaped why what you do is so important to you, why you like to make that difference. And there'll probably different stories connected to that. There'll be different experiences that you've had compared to other people. There'll be what you consider as being quite normal and boring experiences because you think they're normal and boring because they've happened to you and they're part of your life. But actually, to other people, they make you relatable. They might actually make you stand out more for the media because what you think is boring can be someone else's interesting or help you to be more relatable. Okay. And there might be moments in your life or your story that made you change your direction within your career or what you do or your life in general. And that's interesting as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be doom and gloom or massive earth-shattering things. It might be, when I was 16, I had a job on the checkout at the supermarket, and I decided, you know what? I never want to work in a supermarket ever again. I'm going to go and do something totally different. So it could be something that you think, do you know what? That's not that interesting. But in the right circumstances, to the right people, in the right media, it can be interesting and it can be relatable. Okay. So don't discount everything. So I've used this story mapping technique with clients. And if you look at your workbooks that you got today, and there was a workbook link in the email this morning that also had the recording of last night, uh, this is in there. So, well, you can draw it out, you can do with it as you wish. I've worked with people who have liked to do different colour scribbles and a different colour for each of the sections. I've had people who have done one of these for each of the sessions. So they've done in the big circle in the middle, they've written mission and legacy, and then they've had things coming off for that, and they've done one for each of the topics. So you can do that. Put post-its on it. Do it however you want. Do it, get a giant sheet of paper and scribble it out. But this technique I use for so many different people because when you're thinking, I don't have anything interesting to talk about, there's nothing interesting about me, or maybe you've got a big story in one of these areas, so maybe your mission and your legacy story is huge and you're like, but there's nothing else interesting. Well, map out some of the other things. Just bullet point them, and you will slowly start to pick out things that other people might relate to, other people might find interesting. So it might be that you've traveled somewhere really unusual. You might have gone scuba diving with sharks somewhere or whatever it is, think there'll be some interesting travel stories. You might have been stranded when the cloud crisis happened, and something might have happened there. You might have had an interesting conversation with someone on a train that then altered your perception about something. Think about all of these different categories. There might be something unusual about health-wise. It might be something you don't want to share, but it might be something that you're happy to share. So think about all these different categories and map out the different things that make you interesting, make you different. And what I'd like you to do is map out the different angles because what you can quite often do is discover something that you'd forgotten about just because you're brainstorming in all these different areas. Um, some quite often you'll go, oh God, yeah. Oh, I remember when I went there and I met that random guy on a Harley Davidson, and oh my God, that's really random. But actually, that taught me X, Y, Z. Or that childhood friend I had who swung on a rope swing and it snapped and they broke the collarbone. Oh my God, yeah, that was really random. So think about all the different stories because there might be something you might think, oh yeah, but that's not really earth-shattering enough for media, Sarah. But it might not be, but it might make a nice post on your social media or a nice subject for a TikTok video or whatever. So don't discount it just because you don't think it's big enough, but it could make you relatable. And it might also fit into a particular theme throughout the year, which we'll move on to tomorrow. But so just map out those different things and try not to overthink it. Just brainstorm those different areas. And I guarantee you'll get a few for each section that are a bit different or a bit unusual. Okay. But yeah, you don't need all of the stories, okay? Within the stories you've mapped out, there'll also be something that connects to your origin story. So why do you do this work or who you are as an individual? So I know Naomi's on the call tonight. I can see her name there. Naomi does this really well. She talks on stage about why she does what she does and all of that. So check out Naomi if you want an example of your origin story. It's amazing, her story that she does. But that is why she does that work and who she is. So have a think about what maybe your origin story is. It may be that you're still evolving and you're not ready to tell that in full yet. That's fine also. You might have an expertise story. So why should people trust you to work with you? Why are you good? So my expertise stories, I've got lots of them of different like case study examples of different things I've done with different clients. So you might have more than one expertise story, but ideally you need to start to gather them up and save them somewhere because then you can tap into them as and when you need them. And your transformation story, so proof what you do works. So it could be a transformation story about you and how you've helped yourself and why you now do it for the people. It might be a transformation story about one of your clients. So again, like a case study type thing, but a proof story as in the process. So you can show the process that they've gone through and what how they've come out at the end. Okay. So there's different types of story within that. And what I'd like you to do is just think of each type of story for yourself or your business and just make a couple of bullet points. It might tie in to the story mapping, so you might actually recognize some of the links into there. So your expertise story might relate from, a childhood story about why someone should trust you. So have a think about that. So this is what I would like you to look at tonight for tomorrow is look at the story mapping exercise and your scribbles and planning that out. And if you're happy to share it, you don't have to share it because I know that it might pull out things you're not comfortable sharing. That's fine too. You don't have to share your story mapping exercise, but if you're happy to do it, then feel free to share it, your scribbles or whatever. But the bit I do want you to share is that your three stories, one about your origin, one about your expertise, and one about your transformation. And they could all link together. So you could have a story that's about your expertise, but it also shows the transformation. Okay. And I know some of you have big stories about your origin, and that's fine. But what I'd like to do is to challenge you to come up with different stories for the other two things. Okay. so that ideally, once we finish this challenge, you'll have a story bank of three to five stories by the end of this that you can tap into for social media, for speaking on stages, or for going out to the press and media with. Okay, so that's one of the things you'll come out of the challenge with, ideally. So have a think about that. If you're stuck, feel free to go into the Facebook group, ask for help and advice, chat in the WhatsApp chat. That if you're VIP, that's what it's there for. Remember the prizes we've got. We've got a prize for big action takers. So you get a power hour, and also there's a prize draw to win a half day session with me. Community cheerleaders, whoever wins that prize will get 3 months inside the Global Visibility Club. And sharing is caring, so the person that shares the most about the challenge will get um, a free ticket to my in-person event. Okay. Now, try not to overthink the stories. Just try to brainstorm and put different ideas down. There isn't a stupid answer or a stupid story or a story that is too boring, okay? Because so many clients will go, oh, that's dead boring, that is. But quite often it's not. It makes you relatable. It makes you normal, if that is a word. So please don't overthink it, okay? Map them out, and if you're unsure, ask feedback. This is why we've got the communities and the groups to get feedback and ask questions. And you're welcome to ask a question in a minute. We've also got the VIP. So if you're not in VIP and you want that additional WhatsApp support, you want to run your ideas past the people in the group, sense check things, all of that, and you also would like to learn how to do your own PR step by step. The Be Seen course teaches you how to do your PR. So it basically shows you what I do on a Be Seen day, but broken down into easily to digest bits, which is why there's 10 sessions. So you can get that included as well. So if you do want to go VIP, that QR code will take you there to get the VIP. Okay. And you'll also get a visibility bundle at the end of the challenge from VIP as well, which basically is just I'll bundle all of the challenge together in one email for you. So you'll get a link to all the recordings, a link to all the workbooks. So if for whatever reason you haven't been able to catch up properly and everything else, and you want to be able to save it and come back to it, that'll be all there in one email for you. Okay. So has anyone got any questions about stories that they'd like to ask me?
So, Sarah, can I just ask,
Yeah,
when we're compiling these stories, I've seen obviously your mind map that you've
yeah,
used there.
yeah.
Um, and because I write big, I tend to type everything up because
Hmm.
you definitely won't understand my handwriting. So can we do it in linear format?
Yeah,
So if I have to start with the
yeah,
me and then
yeah,
section it on under each one,
yeah,
and then I can start to look for the links between the stories.
yeah. Do it however you want. The mind map is just an example of what you can do, but I have clients who like to color code things and then use post-it notes, in which case just take a picture of it and upload that.
Mhm.
Do it however would work for you. There's
Okay.
no, whatever works best.
Okay.
I had another client who's more talking and more about audio, so he just reads stuff out and records it. So if you want to upload an
Mm.
audio version of you talking through it, that's fine too. Whatever works for you.
Okay. So you're not too bothered about the format, all you're
No,
interested in is the content.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
and that you've done the work, you mapped it out.
Yeah.
And if you want feedback from the group or whatever, feel free to ask for it, and we'll help.
Okay. And do you want it restricted to a certain amount of characters? Because obviously I can write for Britain, so
Well,
I,
you could just do bullet points and then we
so
know
just,
you've
yeah,
done it.
okay,
Because
that's
and
fine.
then you've got it's just the three type of stories that we ideally need. So
Yeah, so it's
um
the origin, the expertise, and the transformation
yeah,
is the
yeah,
three main ones.
yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah, so
fine.
you only need to do like a short paragraph to
Yeah,
summarize it.
yeah, that's fine.
Um yeah, we don't need the full novel. Even though you could probably write one, couldn't you?
After 71 years, Sarah,
It'd
yeah.
be fascinating. It would. It would. I'm buying your autobiography, Lisa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Start
there you
writing
go.
it.
Yeah. This could be the start of it.
It could be. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll
Will I
see,
get a
Sarah.
credit? Will I get a credit for
Hey,
giving you the
Sarah,
idea?
you'll get top marks, top credits.
Good. Thank you. I'll do the PR for you.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely the number one. I'll shut up now.
Thank you. Anyone else got any questions they want to ask about today's session or even yesterday's session? If you've watched it on replay and you've got any questions about it. Um,
There's a question in the chat, Sarah.
oh,
Sorry,
let
my,
me have a
my
look.
camera's
Sorry,
not
it's
coming on for
fine.
some reason. Do you want me to
Yeah.
read it?
Oh, here we go. I've got it here.
No.
I've always been a BDM sales for a variety of different services rather than my own company. What would you suggest? Well, um, Aidan, I would. Is it Aidan? It is
Yeah.
Aidan, isn't it? Just checking. I've
Mhm.
called someone the wrong name. Um, what I would do is look at why you do what you do. Why are you good at selling? Um, so think about that and the qualities and everything that you have that make you a good employee. Because I know there's other employee people, can't speak now, employed people on this challenge. So think about what makes you good at what you do, I guess. And what is your origin story? Why are you a really good BDM? Do you have a transformation story? The transformation story could be one of the companies you've worked for, and the current company you're working for. Um, so yeah, it doesn't really matter if you run your own business or you work for someone else. You can still write those stories about you. Because also it might help you land a promotion, a pay rise, another big job that you've always wanted to do. There might be a dream job out there. And it could help you land those as well, because people quite often, the people I've worked with who have been employees who have suddenly upped the game on the social media, highlighting things they've done in the past, awards they've won, why they do what they do, blah, blah, blah. People quite often will headhunt them because they want that kind of person on their team for their company. Yeah. So don't discount it if you're an employee. It can help you go places. So I've worked with people in corporates who have aspirations to move up the corporate ladder, and working on your own personal brand can help you to do that. Um, any other questions? Well, that's a great one, Aidan. Thank you. Anyone else? Well, if you have any questions, feel free to message us in the WhatsApp, reach out to me or Becky. I'll post in the Facebook. I'll pop the thread in shortly. Yeah, but if you get stuck, please, we're here to help you. So do reach out to us and ask any questions. Oh, there's something in the chat. I don't know what it is. Oh, yeah, definitely not discounting it. Just spinning it has always been a problem. Proud to be a sales professional when back in the day we're not as valued about integrity doing the right thing. Exactly. It is all about integrity as well. So think about the stories that connect you with that, Aidan, and where you've helped other people and gone out of your way and all of those. Think about those stories that um yeah, that highlight those qualities. that you cherish, definitely. So it can really help define your personal brand. Anyone else got any other points or questions you want to ask?
There
Um,
was one earlier on
oh,
from SH. I'm not sure who that is, sorry. Sophie, have you got any examples of stories created from little moments, like some of the normal slash boring?
yeah. Let me think. Yeah, there's some of the stories that people have classed as boring. For instance, I had one client who is a garden designer, a top garden designer now. She had a career change. So most of the PR around her and her business was all to do with career change. She was a top marketeer for Manchester Airport and Manchester United and loads of other big firms, and she switched careers because she decided she wanted to design gardens instead, and had a garden at RHS Tatton, and I did the PR for her for the garden, and most of it was career change stuff. But she also had a really cute little story that she thought no one would be really interested in about how her love of gardens and gardening actually came from her grandparents. And her granddad had an allotment and used to grow stuff, and her grandma used to grow her own flowers and make her own arrangements in the house. And she has fond memories of going to her grandparents and spending time in their garden gardening. Um, anyway, um, that got picked up by a magazine, and they did a gorgeous one-page feature in Woman's Weekly. She said grandma, had she still been alive, would have completely 100% approved of her being in Woman's Weekly, the magazine that grandma used to always read. Yeah, they did a full page spread about with pictures, old pictures of her with the grandparents in the garden, and how they'd be really proud of what she's doing now because a love of gardening came from them. But that's an example of a story that well, you've got my grandparents have got an allotment, so what kind of thing. But some of those nice little stories can make you relatable and be of interest to the media. Um, and there might be other things of, what happened when s- during COVID. There's lots of different random stuff that can happen in your life that suddenly becomes interesting to media. I'm trying to think of another one. There will be another one. There was a client that used to randomly have chats to strangers on trains, and she used to get new clients and new opportunities just because she'd have casual conversations with people on trains all the time. Um, and that was a publication wanted someone who is quite sociable and likes chatting to people, and yeah. And so that was just a nice, easy to relate story. Um, yes, there's quite a lot of random stuff in your lives that might be relevant. And there might be seasonal stories as well, stuff connected to time of the year, freaky weather occurrences, natural disasters. An airline might have gone bankrupt and left you stranded somewhere. That might be a story. Um, Disaster holidays from hell. They always feature in the media. Yeah, there could be all sorts. So hopefully some of those examples help. Um, May said a story featuring grandparents gets you featured. Not necessarily. It has to have a nice hook, May. Can't be just any old story about your grandparents. Um, some people's boring can be interesting to other people. Um, so yeah, we always get random media requests from journalists of yeah. all sorts, absolutely all sorts. So, yeah, just let me know if you've got any other questions. Feel free to reach out to me, and I will help. Yeah, you do. Yes, or Ariel, you need to find the link from your story to your work. There might be a link. Hopefully there will be some kind of connection or link. But when you do your story mapping, I don't want you to think about what you do. I just want you to map the stories, because then what you might do is you might find that there is the match somehow. And but what you'll start doing as well once you map your stories is you'll look at your day to day, and you can spot the stories that are there naturally, that actually work for what you do. So for instance, a few weeks ago, I took my little girl to see The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe at the Lowry. And I don't know if anyone saw my social media post the Monday after that, but I basically compared The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe to like doing PR, because you've got to have the confidence to step through that door into your Narnia, where you become the kings and queens of your world, but you just need that courage to go through it and someone to guide you on the process, so you stay clear of that Snow Queen. But you can relate quite a lot of stories to what you do. Once you get used to telling the stories, you can relate them. So don't overthink it by what you do when you're mapping your stories. Just map the stories. Okay?
Did a
I,
similar one actually, Sarah. Yeah, I think a few years ago when I was talking to my daughter about The Lion King, and we were talking about strength and
mm,
resilience, and
yeah.
it was a really interesting connect that we had in the conversation. So
Mm,
yeah, I can see that.
yeah. And I did a similar
Mm.
posts about Wicked as well,
Okay.
about how it was
Yeah.
all shaped by the PR narrative
Yes.
that
Yeah.
portrayed her as the evil, wicked witch and Glinda as the good, when really neither of
Mm.
them were pure good and neither of them were pure evil. It was just the way that the media was played and
Yes.
the branding and all of that. So yeah, there's quite a lot you can relate to
Mm.
different things. But yeah, I just want you to map out your stories. Don't think about how it connects to what you do. Just map them out. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good show, wasn't it? The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah, really good. Really
It was
enjoyed it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was one of the best things I'd seen in a long time.
Mm.
Brilliant. Okay, guys. Good luck with it all. I'm very excited to see all your stories and angles and things like that tomorrow. And I will pop the recording in your email in the morning. If you want to play it back at all, then you can do. And yeah, see you tomorrow for day
Thanks, Sarah.
3. Thank you.
Bye, darling.
Bye.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye. Hmm, can't find my recording.
And there was two.
I'm trying to find my. Oh, there we go. Stop recording.